in the heart of South Africa's Kruger National Park, where the golden grasses sway in a vast blue sky, a single lion reigns supreme, a magnificent male, known as the undisputed ruler of the savannah, with a dazzling mane that gleams under the sun and a regal stride that commands both respect and fear. His mere presence is enough to send a shiver through the spines of all creatures in his domain. No predator dares to test his authority, for his dominance is absolute. Travelers from all corners of the globe journey to Kruger National Park, hoping to witness this majestic beast in his prime at least once in their lifetime. And on one particularly scorching afternoon, an event unfolded that no one could have predicted, a moment that would forever change the course of this lion's fate. The sun blazed high in the sky as a herd of antelopes grazed peacefully by the shimmering lake, their ears flicked occasionally, their eyes scanning for danger. Yet none had noticed the silent stalker lurking in the tall grass. The great lion watched them with an unwavering gaze, his golden eyes fixated on one specific target, a strong but slightly slower leader of the herd, marked by an old wound. His instincts told him this was the moment, the perfect opportunity. With a sudden burst of speed, the lion launched forward, his powerful muscles propelling him with lightning-fast strides. His paws pounded the earth, his claws unsheathed, his breath steady as he neared his prey. The antelopes shrieked in alarm, their bodies tense with panic. Many darted toward the water, leaping into the lake in a desperate attempt to escape. And the wounded antelope, despite its disadvantage, followed them, diving into the deep water, even though it was not a skilled swimmer. Fueled by his hunger and determination, the lion refused to let his prey slip away. Without hesitation, he lunged after it, his massive body slicing through the air before crashing into the water. But in his haste, he had severely miscalculated. The lake was far deeper than he had anticipated. The moment his powerful frame hit the surface, the lion felt a sudden pull downward. The icy water wrapped around him, and beneath the surface, a hidden undercurrent surged fiercely, dragging him further into danger. His limbs thrashed as he tried to paddle, but the relentless force beneath the water sapped his strength rapidly. The great king of the savannah, who had always ruled over land with unmatched power, was now struggling against a force he had never truly known, the water itself. Meanwhile, patrolling the vast grasslands nearby was a seasoned ranger named Chio. As he drove his specialized vehicle, his sharp eyes scanned the landscape for any signs of unusual activity. Then, a disturbance near the lake caught his attention. At first, he assumed it was a typical hunt, just another moment in nature's endless cycle of predator and prey. But something felt off. The lion had not surfaced. A sinking feeling gripped Chio's heart. He immediately stopped his vehicle, flung open the door, and sprinted toward the water's edge. His breath hitched as his eyes locked onto a sight that sent adrenaline surging through his veins, a patch of golden mane barely visible beneath the rippling surface. The lion was drowning. Without a second thought, Chio tore off his jacket and plunged into the murky depths. The water was freezing, the mud beneath thick and treacherous, making it nearly impossible to move freely. He took a deep breath and dove down, his arms reaching desperately for the fading shape beneath him. On his second attempt, his fingers found the lion's foreleg, cold, motionless. Summoning every ounce of strength in his body, he heaved the massive beast toward the shallower waters. The lion's once mighty frame now felt limp, his mane soaked and heavy. Chio's heart pounded. Was he too late? The ruler of the savannah, a creature of unmatched strength, now lay lifeless before him. But Chio refused to give up. He carefully laid the lion on its side and immediately began performing chest compressions, just as he had been trained. His hands pressed firmly against the beast's powerful chest, forcing air into its struggling lungs. Sweat dripped from his forehead onto the lion's wet fur. Every second felt like an eternity. Minutes passed, yet there was no response, no movement, no breath. Desperation clawed at Chio's mind, but he pushed forward. He leaned in, carefully avoiding the lion's sharp fangs, and administered mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Then suddenly, a twitch, a weak shudder ran through the lion's massive body. Chio froze, his ear close to the beast's muzzle. A faint breath. The lion was alive. Overwhelmed with relief, Chio quickly reached for his radio, calling for backup while continuing to monitor the lion's condition. Though its breathing was weak, life still pulsed within the mighty predator. With practiced hands, Chio retrieved a syringe filled with resuscitation medication and carefully injected it into the lion's muscle, ensuring the dose was gentle yet effective. Then, he took a step back, watching cautiously. The moment hung heavy in the air. The two figures, one man, one predator, lay side by side, both panting from exhaustion. Chio placed a hand over his racing heart, still in disbelief over what had just transpired. And then, under the dimming light of the setting sun, the lion blinked for the first time, its familiar golden gaze scanning its surroundings in a daze. A soft, raspy growl escaped its throat, weakened before but unmistakably alive. It tried to lift its head but collapsed again, still drained from its near-death experience. Chio exhaled, allowing himself a moment of relief. The lion was safe, but would need time to recover. Night fell, and under the silver glow of the moon, Chio remained by the lion's side, wrapping a thick cloth over its body to keep it warm. He would not leave until he was sure the great beast had regained its strength. By morning, the lion had improved. Its steps were slow and unsteady, but its spirit had not wavered. And then, with a final deep breath, it raised its head toward the sky and let out a roar, a declaration that the ruler had returned. As the support team arrived to relocate the lion back to its safe territory, Chio observed the animal one last time. There was something different in its eyes, a quiet understanding, perhaps even gratitude. From that day forward, whenever Chio patrolled the grasslands, the mighty lion would appear in the distance, silently following him, as if watching over a man who had once saved his life. Music fades, and that, dear friends, is the incredible story of a ranger's bravery and an unbreakable bond between man and beast. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories from the wild.